people have seen my face around here, but may not know my story or my background, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start off by telling you about my education, my future plans for education, my career, and then why space is important to me. So my education, I started school in 2008, got my BS in civil engineering, and I graduated in 2012. With that, I had an emphasis on structural engineering and construction management, and I also had a big interest in project management and the business side of things. And then I'm currently enrolled in University of Alabama with expecting to graduate in 2022, getting my post-bachelor's in mechanical engineering. And then after that, I'm planning on going to University of Houston to get my master's in aerospace engineering with an emphasis on structures and materials, and also get a dual major in space architecture. So my career, I'm a licensed civil structural professional engineer. I worked in oil and gas for 8 years. 7 years of that has been in offshore oil and gas. 1 year has been onshore oil and gas. I spent over 500 days on facilities firsthand, on vessels that do the construction side of things. And I have experience in structural construction, mechanical, marine, civil project and field engineering, as well as a wide array of business things in order to get those projects successfully completed. And then some notable projects I worked on a world record module lift, which was 15,300 metric tons, and a single lift capacity. And then I also helped out on the first ever quad crane lift concept that we used, which is really interesting because you have to have two vessels work hand in hand while in different various wave conditions and all that, without having one vessel run off and create large forces in the structure you're lifting. And then I also worked on one of the largest tension leg platforms that was installed in the Gulf of Mexico.
What was that? Which one was that?
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. Okay.
And my interest in space, my passion lies working in structures and materials and complex and harsh environments. And my ultimate goal is to be able to make a meaningful impact in one of the areas of O'Neill cylinders, Stanford torus, gateways, or settlements on either on moons or planets. So there's some images that show the different things I would love to work on. Now, why space? Why do I want to work in space? First of all, the conditions for an engineer, the most fun thing is working in things that are unknown and harsh and complex. So I want to work in harsh and complex environments. All these ideas about going to the moon and just going in general space require a lot of innovation and a lot of things that have never been done before. So as an engineer, you have to come up with your creative mind and make things be able to work. And then a lot of times, nothing typically ever goes right in any type of project. And in space, you need to have quick response times if something does go wrong, because it could be a matter of life and death. So having that stress of having to have a quick turnaround if something goes wrong, that's what really excites me. And then, of course, to help better humanity and do what no one's done before. And then these are some things that the future of humanity could be looking at with furthering space, with space manufacturing and asteroid mining, the development of fusion, and ultimately getting to Mars. And my involvement so far, I've been a NASA Aerospace Scholar participant, which is given to people who've gone to community college and have a focus on STEM coursework. And so I got accepted in that program, and in that program, there's two parts. You have to finish the first part successfully to be invited to the second part. And the second part is I go into Stennis Space Center in July, and they usually give like a tour, you do a project, you meet up with a bunch of NASA personnel that kind of trying to motivate the younger generation to get into space. So that's where that came in with me going to the Space Center, might be seeing the SLS. Because in the past, they've seen, like students have seen rocket tests be done at STEMS. And the first part of the class was you have 6 different modules. You have exams at the end of each of those modules, and then you have a project, a research paper that's about 10 pages, and you're working directly with a NASA mentor to get that research paper done. And I'll talk more about this program in the social presentation, so I'll get a little bit more in depth there. I've also worked on the Mars Desert Research Station. They needed to rehab the entire module, so they ripped out all the furniture and things inside and redid that. So I stood out there, helped them out.
Which one is this? Which of the two?
Sorry?
Which of the 2 modules is this? The one up in Canada or the one in Utah?
Oh, this is the one in Utah. Yeah. So I helped with that. I got to go there. We got to use some of the things that are on site, like the solar telescope, and just, it's a beautiful area out there. You can see stars clear as day. And so I helped with the furniture, helped prepare the surrounding areas for the upcoming season, and set up the green hab unit for the people in the season to start growing miscellaneous things. And what's next for me? Right now, I am looking to get into L Space Academy, although I was just accepted into the program. So I'll be working on that the next 12 weeks, and that entails working on a project with the NASA mentor. It's kind of like a senior design project type thing. And it's an in-depth project. We have 11 people on the team, and the project is to send a 60 centimeter by 60 centimeter rover of some type to go to the moon, extract water ice and analyze the water ice and figure out the composition so that we know, it's basically like a prospector, so we know where to send a full team to get the in situ resource utilization. And then in the summer and fall, I'm going to start working on a project on my own to try and dive into some finite element analysis to get my structural experience. So I'll probably do a project where I build some sort of like rocket or something in a CAD software, most likely SolidWorks since I have access to it, and then run analysis on the stresses that the rocket may see, and just try and work in my own way, get some experience under my belt and doing what I eventually want to do. And then I'm going to start working, I'll start applying in the fall to get an internship and have a career change and move into the industry starting as soon as 2021. And with that ends